Is it just me, or does everything suddenly feel hopeless? Is it just me, or a noticeable shift has taken place in the world? Everything just somehow feels way more dim, boring, lifeless, not exciting, dusty, like there's a thick layer of doom placed over everything. Do you feel it? My experience of life, or maybe our collective experience of life, gradually began becoming less and less colorful somewhere after the COVID lockdowns and restrictions began going away. My friends and, in general, people on planet Earth do not seem as excited about life anymore. Please tell me in the comments section if you felt that shift as well, somewhere around 2022. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, life does not feel the same. Not at all. It has changed. I have been asking myself, what could have been the cause of this change in heart for so many people? Perhaps it is because of burnout, economic, political uncertainty, desensitization, maybe the amount we spend online. I don't know. I know it makes no sense yet, and I sound quick to make conclusions. So let's just pick up each one on its own and take a look. What is making us feel so bored and unenthusiastic about everything, ever? Burnout. We are living in an age of constant pressure, where there is always something demanding our attention, whether it's work or social media or maintaining a personal life. The boundary between professional life and personal life has blurred, especially with the rise of remote work and the pressure to always be on. This relentless push, coupled with high expectations, I think is getting people feeling drained. The world doesn't seem to stop, so neither do we. And if we do, we're ashamed. This quick rush and hustling pace can cause emotional and mental exhaustion, making it difficult to find excitement or energy for even the simplest pleasures in life. Many young people especially feel like they are running a race without a finish line in sight, which amplifies this fatigue. Economic and political uncertainty. The global landscape has been especially rocky since 2022, with viruses seemingly wanting to infect and kill us all the time, inflation rising, housing prices skyrocketing, and wages not matching the cost of living. Underline that. For many people, especially people in their 20s and 30s, the idea of achieving financial stability feels more like a pipe dream than a realistic goal. Seriously, when I ask any of my friends about their future life goals, it really appears all of them just hope to survive. Because jobs that promised security no longer feel stable. We constantly feel replaceable, and the economic future is filled with doubt. This makes long-term success feel really distant and even unreachable. It is hard to feel motivated when the ground beneath feels so shaky. Add these things to the political instability in many parts of the world, and it feels like people are in a state of constant tension, worry, scared about to revolt or about to be attacked, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to make things better, and unsure of what's coming next. That uncertainty weighs heavily, making everything feel way more overwhelming and less enjoyable. Or at least that is part of the equation. I guess that's why whenever I think of a future goal of mine, like being a full-time YouTuber and earning a great living from being a creator on YouTube, I then remember, but everything is so uncertain. Everything is getting more and more expensive. The taxes, the rent, the bills. There are too many YouTubers on YouTube. Why should I even feed the dream that I would be the one to break through, or the one that would get millions of subscribers and make good money on YouTube? Everything just feels hopeless when placed beside the reality of the modern world. The next huge point I realized is after my friend told me that this is what's happening, and she couldn't be more right. Intentional Desensitization, fabricated by the media, aka they want us to be numb. The constant bombardment of fake news, wars, natural disasters, violence has caused many people to become emotionally numb. When we see so much tragedy again and again and again, it can be hard to feel much of anything at all. On Instagram, the entire Middle East is witnessing a genocide as it unfolds, and most people can't do anything but watch and share the message and the photos, of course, and there is still no reaction from the world and from the world leaders. So what we do is just keep being haunted every day by seeing people slaughtered in monstrous ways, children being slaughtered, by the way, in Gaza and in Lebanon, Myanmar, Sudan. I'm saying it like that because I don't want to be shadow banned again. And anyways, no one cares, apparently, that people and children and mothers, innocent civilians, are being slaughtered. It seems human rights only exist for people in Europe, and for the LGBTQ community, only the Europe one, of course, and for animals in Europe. About anywhere else, really? Oh wait, do other places exist? Oh no, these are developing countries. They do not count as people. They do not count, just so you know. Or at least that is what is understood from the actions of the world leaders today. So, that's what's happening. We keep seeing how in real life war crimes are happening. We see it through social media and the TV and then when we go to movies, there's also gore and killing and zombies. And then when we go on video games, there's also shooting and Mortal Kombat and World War II, whatever. Entertainment and media have amplified this effect of desensitization and being numb to seeing pain and suffering. Even in the realm of movies and TV shows, violence and dystopian themes dominate, leaving little room for hope or for joy. The normalization of grim realities in entertainment and in real-life news makes people feel less connected to their own emotions. It is as if people are subconsciously protecting themselves by becoming indifferent. But this also robs them of the ability to feel excitement or happiness as intensely. We are being pushed toward feeling nothing. I mean, even food in restaurants and modern cuisines, they've been adding so much spice, so much MSG and salt and sugar and every aggressive flavor you can imagine, to the point that when you try eating like a raw cucumber, it tastes like nothing. By the way, I have a video about why I quit sugar and how it reset my taste buds. You should totally watch that video. I will leave it in the end, and I will link it in the description box for your convenience. On to the fourth point, but before that, I want to make a quick request. So I want to buy a super high quality microphone so that I can make better YouTube videos for you, better content for you, but high quality. Mics cost money, so I ask you to support that milestone of mine by buying me a coffee or a matcha latte. It is symbolic for the amount a cup of coffee would cost. You can support me and I will collect the amount. It is a really good way to support my work and help me get a new HQ mic. The link is in the description. Fourth point, the amount we spend online. The internet, while connecting us in ways never imagined, also isolates us in a subtle and often unnoticed ways. Spending hours scrolling through social media, people are bombarded by the highlight reels of other people's lives, creating a false sense of inadequacy in us. The more time spent online, the less time is spent actually engaging with the real world, which has diluted the excitement of everyday experiences. There is a constant chase for likes, shares, comments, followers, and virtual validation, but this quick dopamine fix never feels truly fulfilling. And when faced with the perfectly curated lives of influencers or peers, it is so easy to feel like our personal goals and successes are totally unreachable and meaningless. All of those factors combined create a perfect storm where individuals are trapped in a cycle of exhaustion, disillusionment, and desensitization. So, burnout drains our energy, making us too tired to fight for our own interests and hobbies and dreams. Economic and political instability keeps us constantly on edge, focused on survival rather than growth or fulfillment. Mass media, feeding us endless streams of negative news, desensitizing us to the point where we don't even react anymore. We just consume more, like the spirited away monster. Meanwhile, our heavy reliance on the internet keeps us perfectly distracted from all of that, perpetually comparing ourselves to unattainable ideals and feeling even more disconnected from reality. Together, these forces have turned people into consumerist zombies, chasing materialistic dreams that feel ever more out of reach. We are fed quick fixes in the form of products, entertainment, and temporary distractions, all designed to numb the pain rather than to address the root of the problem. This makes us easier to control, easier to lead, easier to manipulate. When everyone is way too tired or way too overwhelmed or too busy to even think critically, it is simple to feed people propaganda and shape their perceptions of the world. It is as if we are being herded into a dystopia where free will is a myth, where freedom of speech is dying, killed off by shadow banning on Instagram and social media. A dystopian reality where humans matter only in some places in the world and where real freedom is no longer within reach. Instead, we are programmed to obey. Paying taxes, working tirelessly, drinking tons of caffeine to be able to work so much, and spending whatever little time we have left chasing superficial escape mechanisms like video games or binge-watching TV shows and negative news. In a world where we are increasingly alienated from ourselves, from our communities, and from our own minds, the illusion of choice is dangled between us or in front of us. But the truth is, we're being led down a path where control, corruption, and conformity reign supreme. It feels like there is no hope for the world, not anymore. Not if we stay quiet and obedient and let social media and the mass media control us and lead us and brainwash us to believe whatever they want us to believe, live the way they want us to live. I'm really sorry for being super pessimistic and negative in this video, but I think it needed to be said. Part of solving any problem is admitting that the problem exists. I really hope things get better. If you want to make things better for me, please like and subscribe, and see you in my other video. Bye.